Now let me clarify a few things. I don't condone gambling. I don't condone drinking or keeping company of ill repute. And I definitely don't condone violence. Also, this was a stunt. Do not attempt to emulate. All right, 357. For safety reasons, I shot this at 7 yards. And I was shooting 158 grain 357 from Georgia Arms. All right, ever since I did the Ruger SP101 versus the Taurus 605 video, I've gotten a lot of hate from Taurus fans who feel like I just wasn't giving the SP101 the respect it deserves. Well, today we're going to talk about the SP101 357, approximately 26 ounces, and as you can see, I've got the oversized Packmeyer grips so I can shoot 357 out of it. And we're going to talk about why a snubby revolver is the perfect defensive tool when it comes to getting down into the mud and the blood and the beer. Now, if any of you have ever read Ed Levitt's excellent book, or maybe it's Love It, but his excellent book on the snubby revolver, he relates many instances overseas and in the United States where undercover officers or case agents for intelligence agencies were armed with a semi-auto and had trouble getting them out in a tight situation at close quarters. You know, the distances that most citizen defensive encounters occur between 4 to 12 yards. Things like triggers getting hung up in clothing. You know, the slide not going forward and causing the semi-auto to go out of battery. And whereas he talked about how snubby revolvers, they're easy to get out of concealment, even in tough circumstances like that backward roll. And you notice even then I had to fumble a little bit to get it out from under my shirt because I was in a kneeling position. But think about this. What if you were trying to get a semi-auto out of that position? Now, snubby revolvers have round contours, especially if you get one of the hammerless snubbies. And once again, they conceal against curves, bumps in your anatomy. Also, they're smooth to draw out, to get out. That's one of the advantages. Also, a snubby revolver is a point and shoot firearm. It's very easy to utilize one hand or one-handed shooting if you have to, if you're having to push somebody back or even having to shoot from the hip. As far as capacity, yes, you've got 5 rounds, but I really believe in much of the research I've done, 2 to 3 into the chest area at very close quarters is probably going to buy you time to get out of there. And that's the whole purpose of a solely, I would call this a solely defensive type firearm. Something to get people off of you, get people away from you so that you can get out of there. Unless you're a very large person, you're probably not going to pocket carry it, but you could inside the waistband carry it, you can outside the waistband carry it, you could cross draw carry it. And size wise, this compares, it's almost like carrying a K-frame. Now it's not quite K-frame size, but it's relatively close. And the more mass to the gun, the more weight to the gun, the better stability you're going to have, especially if you're going to be shooting 357. In comparison, let's look at this old Chief Special that weighs in at 19 ounces. And as you can see, it almost looks, it's not fragile, but it almost looks fragile compared to the SP101. In fact, if you'll check out a video by Dave Spalding. If you'll look on YouTube, Dave Spalding SP101, and he has an excellent video where he talks about why he chose the SP101 for off-duty carry and for undercover carry when he was a police officer many years ago. One of the things he liked about this gun is that you felt like you had a handful of gun. And trust me, this is going to be an ugly gun for someone to see who's trying to attack you, and it may give them pause to think, well, let's go someplace else and victimize someone else. Now, this gun I got at Southeastern Gun and Pawn a couple of years ago. I was looking for an SP101, and I told the owner, and this came in on a pawn. It was somebody's boat gun, and it hadn't been very well taken care of. So he gave me a very good price on it, much less than what I would have paid to buy a new one. Got it cleaned up, got it oiled up. Man, this gun runs like a champ. So this is Greg with Lionquestfitness reminding you, always be prepared for the unexpected.